Dani and Tay, and we are heard. Hi guys, welcome back to Heard the Podcast. I'm your host Dani, and you can find Heard the Podcast on all podcast streaming platforms. That's Instagram and Twitter at Heard the Podcast. It's HERD the Podcast. We're available on all podcast streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, iHeart, all those places. And I'm joined by a two-time guest now, Miss Zhariah. How are you?
I'm good. Hey guys.
I hit the wrong button. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
So I get. Can you hear me? Can you hear me real good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So I get.
Can
Talk.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say it again. Talk.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah. So okay. So today, I wanted you to come on as a guest co-host because I know that you're leaving very, very soon for LA, but we have to talk again because I'm sure, you know, you have a lot to say and things have happened in between your interview and now. But first off, I had the pleasure of hosting an all-female lineup event this past July 7th at Songbird, and Zhariah was actually one of the performers, and she tore the fucking Songbird house down. Everyone loved you. I had a few friends in the front. One of my friends, who's actually a videographer full-time, she didn't bring her camera because she was just there for me, but she was coaching one of the other videographers trying to get your angles. I don't know if you noticed her, but she was in the front like getting all your angles and stuff. She had like the two-piece, the pink two-piece on. Yeah. Lavonda, yeah, she was in the front like going all for you.
No, I remember.
And she was coaching the other videographer saying like, no, you're supposed to get her down here, get it like this. Yeah, like it was good. It was angles. She got really good angles. So I had a really good time. I'm glad that you came on, and I'm glad that everyone got to see you perform at one of your last shows before you leave. How did that feel?
It felt amazing, and also thank you for booking me because when I saw it, I was like, oh, woman lineup, I'm not on. Oh my god. And I was like, that's like my whole thing. So I was lucky
to be asked to host, and I was lucky to collaborate. So that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, I was.
So I'm thankful for that.
I'm thankful just because the set design was amazing. I meant the stage design.
It was amazing, yes.
Mark did a good job. Mm-hmm. And just the crowd was amazing. It was a sold out show, and like I noticed that the stage was blessed beforehand, and I really, really liked that because I feel like that's important. Just overall, it was just a great show. And
you said it was blessed beforehand?
Yeah, like sage and like Palo Santo, like all of that. So
Yeah.
It was wonderful. The energy was amazing, and the crowd was really receptive.
Very receptive, yes. Very they loved you. Yes, they really did love you a lot. Yeah. So that was so fun. Okay. So so we made a list of topics. Me and Zhariah collaborated on a list of topics. So this episode is just basically theme. Of course, it's Heard, so it's gonna be about women. Or at least women talking they shit. But this is going to be mainly about, like, I guess, like women in the arts, women in the industry, women in music, and, you know, our views on things. Did you have something that you wanted to start off with, or do you want to just go with the flow?
I think it's very much go with the flow. Okay,
so I want to start off with bye, Monica.
Bye, Monica.
So I want to start off with, I guess, discussing. So you were on Instagram the other day, and you were speaking your mind, and you had a few things to say, but I want to expound on that. So you were discussing your experience at one point. You were at some sort of like music conference.
Yes, I was.
So what about that? So what happened at that music conference?
So I went to this music conference just because I thought it would be a good thing to go to a conference, because usually, you have to go outside of DC for those things. So I thought it was a good idea. And I went, and there were a lot of artists there, producers, photographers, of course, a lot of people that know each other. And there were a lot of alternative artists in the audience. Mm-hmm. And I noticed that they were all in the back.
Like, all of the alternative artists were in the back.
Yeah, like alternative artists, producers, things like that.
Move the mic closer.
They were all in the back.
Better.
Yeah, it does sound better. Okay. So all of the alternative artists, they were in the back of the conference, and it was just weird because nothing was actually for us. So what happened was, I asked a question. So I was like, in an area where most of the music that people listen to, in an area that people's ears are gauged more towards hip hop and R&B, as an alternative artist, how do you break a record? How do you stand out? And mostly DJs that were from the West Coast or have been to the West Coast, the main thing was you got to get out. That's all they said was
they said that you have to get out the DMV.
Yeah, you got to get out of the DMV.
Else.
You got to move somewhere else. And I felt like, I mean, duh, that makes sense. And I just asked the question, and then after that panel, like 10 people came up to me, like literally, like throughout me walking through the hall and everything, or the building. They're like, "Oh my God, thank you for asking that question. It was so insightful." All of these things, and I'm like, "Damn, maybe I should have been on the panel." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I should have. And, so I was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And they were like, yeah, like people like, I'm an alternative artist, I'm a guitarist, I'm a producer. And I noticed that nothing here is for our sound. And then even when I was downstairs, not even in a panel, there was this other producer that was like, yeah, are there, any other rooms? I was like, yeah, I mean, this is the DMV. They were from Virginia. I was like, this is DC. Let me not say DMV, because Maryland is very good when it comes to alternative artists. But this is DC. You know what I'm saying? And I'm from DC, so I get to say that. You know what I'm saying? This is it. This is what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, in this particular realm, this is what you get. Unless you're on, like, in Adams Morgan or something. But you're in Southeast DC. Like, this is what you get. And after that, basically, all the props, I realized later on through different circumstances and events that love was fake.
So why do you think the love was fake?
I definitely believe that the only reason that I was called out in the beginning of the conference and told they liked my music because it was rock was because for their brand, they wanted to stand out and seem like they were in the know, seem like they actually are in touch with the alternative.
So you don't think it was genuine?
Oh no, definitely not.
Okay, so can I play devil's advocate just to make sure, just to keep it even?
Yeah.
Do you think that they made a misstep? Maybe they were trying to be inclusive, but it kind of fell flat because they didn't have the proper tools to do so? Do you think maybe it was that, or you think it was just straight up just not genuine? Because you said you were invited, right?
No, I wasn't invited. This was open to everybody. Okay. I just decided to go one day.
But you said that someone said shouted you out basically and saying,
Yeah, because they saw me in the crowd. Yeah, they saw me in the crowd and they shouted me out. I feel like, was it not genuine, or do they just not have the tools?
Because sometimes people only do what they know. I'm playing devil's advocate.
And now that you say that, I realize, yeah, maybe that could be it. I'm not going to say that's all that was. Maybe it's a mixture. I believe in mutable things, like in the middle. Like maybe it was both. Again, it was Southeast DC. And, just there's a certain infrastructure that there is around artists and promoters and shows and just like music in general, because when you break it down like this, right, for the last 10 years this was the only time in DC that it wasn't just about go-go. We have only been moving in music that wasn't just go-go for the last 10 years versus everywhere else that it's always been every genre. And so there's this infrastructure that doesn't actually work. So cool, you don't do go-go, it's a little bit harder. You're a rapper, cool. But if you're alternative, and let me break down alternative, because alternative could be, something like SZA and Isaiah Rashad, but it could also be like Willow Smith or Ashnico.
I've heard people like describe SZA's music as like neo R&B or alternative R&B, or like a neo situation, like the SZAs and the Solanges and things like that.
It most definitely is. It's definitely
the Janae Eikos and stuff like that.
It's definitely alternative. And
that euphoric vibe they do.
And I just think that alternative, I think a lot of people, especially when I say alternative, I'm saying that because I know I'm in an audience and I came up in an area that doesn't understand what that means, because alternative people actually hate the term alternative, don't like it. But it's like, okay, well, how do you talk to people that don't know anything about this culture? You have to say alternative so they get it. If you just like, it's different, that's what they say. They were like, oh, this is different, oh, you're different. But it's like, I'm X, Y, and Z. And, and then if it's pop, here's all these subgenres. If it's rock, here's all these subgenres. You know what I'm saying? Even hip hop has its subgenres, but, people hear, their ears are gauged more towards hip hop and R&B. So I can say that I agree that there may be an issue where people don't have the exact tools to help or work with an alternative / different type of artist, because you need different things. Just like the nature of things like hip hop, you know, back in the 90s, early 2000s, like diss tracks were it. Like everyone now is like, yeah, I need a good diss track. Like I'm waiting for a diss track. You know what I'm saying? And like rock and pop, there isn't that as much. Maybe in videos people do parodies, like they'll put a, like, you know, I've seen even like Pink put a Paris Hilton in a video or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll do something like that, but it's like, to me, it's just like,
oh yeah, the Stupid Girl song.
Yeah, the Stupid Girl song.
She was Jessica Simpson washing the car with the Daisy Dukes. Yeah.
So they'll do something like that, but even when I see them, like, but that's more creative to call someone out. That's a more creative way. And I feel
Eminem
like,
was famous for that, impersonating people in his videos.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I was a little girl, like, what's going on? Like, and now I'm older. I'm like, oh, I see what he did there.
Shit, Eminem ain't give a fuck. He still don't give a fuck.
He still don't.
Yeah, he still don't give a fuck.
He still don't. Yeah.
So how do you feel about curators and you know when they choose lineups, or let's expound on that too, like, how do you feel about curators and how they come up with their own lineups, and then also with paying performers and stuff like that? So what's your view on that?
So there's multiple things that go into curating a show, because even though I don't curate shows here, I've curated shows before I was Zhariah, so I don't really talk about that. And my boyfriend, like, he's in Philly, but I've seen like what it takes to curate a show, and then even people I know here, like Nature Boy and things, like it's a certain thing. So paying an artist and then structure are two different things, and some people get them messed up at the same time. And also, so I think when it comes to structure, right? Why? It's certain artists, if you pay attention to their genre and their brand, certain shows make sense. Like the Have You Heard show made sense. Me and Whitney made sense. Yes, I'm more alternative and she has the R&B sound, but it's energy.
I wanted to make sure I got
it's
contrasting,
energy.
but I still wanted to contrast.
It was still a contrast, but it still fit the theme and the colors. We both had blonde hair and like the pinks and the purples and the
neons and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
It made perfect sense. And people here, it's almost like it's just a money grab. People will put a super like trap artist on with like an indie artist, which could be cool because a lot of big festivals do that. But that is why they have different stages, not one stage where you have to sit here for 5 hours and wait for your people to come on, because there's some people that are deep in their trap and they don't want to hear no guitars. Then there are people that are deep into their alternative nature or their pop. Well, actually, there's not a lot of pop artists here, but their alternative nature is not. And the fans, they don't want to hear that. Of course, artists love other artists, but you have to think about people's fan base. Everyone doesn't like the same things. And when it comes to paying artists, which is a different issue, it's like at the end of the day, if you're not paying your artist, you don't actually care about the artist. That's how I see it. Because getting up there and performing is like, it's labor. At the end of the day, you're doing something, even though it is fun, even though you love it, you are doing something. Why? Because if you're a good performer, what you do is you get your set list ready. You change your set list based on the show. You know what I'm saying? You may have a band or a guitarist or dancers. So for people to not get paid, and they usually pay their dancers and their guitarist, or their band, like, you give them nothing, and now they have to bring more money out of maybe would have been going to the studio or their photo shoot or something for them to get on that stage. Now, if the show has major exposure, then that's the only time I'm like, okay, maybe you don't need to be getting paid for this show because you're actually getting exposure. But people will use artists and their status or their name or the influence that they have and just try to get them and put them on a lineup
to make their show look good.
To make their show look good. And at the end of the day, if you're doing a show without the artist, it's not a show, it's a party. So you don't actually have anything without the artist. And it's not the artist's job to, one, promote, and to sell your tickets for you. And a lot of people like to do that here. And they'll be like, oh, you got to sell a certain amount of tickets if you're not bringing in tickets. What happened to being a promoter? What happened to paying for promotion to get things done, doing flyers, giving artists their individual flyers, which is something I really like that you did.
Thank you.
Giving artists their individual flyers so their fan base could be like, because, you know, people just be scrolling. People got jobs. We're in a recession. Like, people will scroll and be like, oh, it's a show. Cool. Let me look deep to see who's performing. And or it could be, boom, my favorite artist, smack dead, their face on the poster. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the artist's job, because you should be promoting while they are, one, in the gym getting ready for what they're doing, getting the show together, getting their outfits together. Look, don't get me started on outfits.
Oop.
Okay?
Oop.
Mostly the shoes alone, 90 to 100.
The hair, the makeup.
The makeup. Human hair is not cheap. If you get it from Amazon, it is, and they do have good.
And
wigs.
we don't even listen. Them Amazon wigs is hit and miss because they be photoshopping bitches with no.
Oh, they do be photoshopping, but the wigs can be good. But you get to certain levels as an artist where you want to present yourself a certain way, and you put more money into those things. And if you have a show, you're thinking about your brand, you're thinking about your artistry, you're thinking how to get there, and that all costs. So that's what I think about shows.
So, but you're satisfied with Have You Heard though? That really like that was the.
Oh wait. I'm very satisfied. One, because I was paid, but also
yes, the cash that went through.
Yeah, the cash that went through. Like, okay, ching
ching, that little noise. Like,
yeah, the cash that makes it be like. I'm like, ooh. And so, you be having a bad day, and then you hear that noise, you be like, it's not a bad day anymore. So, but other than that, the show, you guys had a professional videographer there. Landon was there. And then there were other videographers there. So not only did artists get paid, they got footage, which is amazing for them.
I was very lucky to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I was very lucky to be a part of that.
The footage. And then on top of that, just the people there. And I don't know if everybody got this, but personally for me, people were writing me. Like, people were like, yo, I want you to know you're dope. Like, the DJ who DJs for the Wizards. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. What? Yeah, I don't know. It was on Twitter. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I didn't see it.
Yeah. But
I didn't see it. No.
They were like, I just want you to know you're dope. I was like, oh my God. Thank you. I didn't even know, like, they were watching me. I was commenting on, like, something about pink tacos.
You know that pink sauce shit?
No.
The review?
Definitely didn't comment on that.
The review, the pink taco review?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Girl, not that. I was like, oh, this is definitely DC. They were like, oh, this is But you know what I'm saying? The video where they promoted it.
Listen, Zhariah, you never know who's watching.
You never know, and that's why
you never know who's watching.
I try to be very careful, but I also let it known that I am outspoken, and I feel like I hurt myself when I don't speak. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Tries not to go into a No Doubt song. So when I don't speak, like, it's really hard.
Do I need to cue up No Doubt real quick? Do I need to cue it up real quick?
I didn't mean to do that.
Because you don't want me to? You don't want me to?
You can if you want to.
Should we cue it up? Because listen, Gwen, we were just talking about Little Gwen.
Little Gwen. About
how Little Gwen was in No Doubt, and how she had you said that she had her start when she was 28?
Yeah. 28.
Yeah.
I swear I thought she was 19.
And we were talking about you and me. Yes, Gwendolyn. But no, so we were talking about how I didn't know she was 28 either, but then because we have this whole thing about, even especially with women, this whole thing about age and you're too old for this and this and that, and some people exactly, and some people if I peep, like some actresses or whatever that may have just came out, they weren't known before, sometimes if they're like a certain age, Google will hide their age for them. They won't give their age. So it's like a mystery thing with them. But I know every time I see somebody, who is she? And I Google her and her age, and I write that smack dab on the front page. I'm like, oh, she might be giving 30, and she don't look. She look good. 30 ain't even old, because I'll be 30 next year.
30 isn't old.
I'll be 30 next year, and 30 is not even old. But when they don't have their age smack dab on that page, it's like, okay, so their agent took this down and made their agent don't want them to say that they're 30 when they're really 35. I don't know, they're 27.
I don't blame
industry
them.
age 27. I don't know.
I don't blame them, because I was watching something about Baywatch, and there was a
Baywatch.
Yeah, I never watched Baywatch. I just like Pamela, and when that Pamela and when that show came out, I just started researching.
I want you to do a
Pamela
Pamela shoot. You should do a Pamela shoot. Go ahead.
Oh my god, that'd be so
Jada, Pamela shoot. Jada.
Yeah, you took something out of my book. It was already written down. Yeah, that would be fucking hot. With the Motley Crue at the photo shoot playing in the background.
I like the harsh, like the part and the bang.
And the bang on the side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's amazing. I mean, got to. I mean, the big girlies got to. But anyway, so I was watching something about Baywatch, and it wasn't Pamela. It was another actress on the show, and they almost fired her because they found out she was 29. She literally almost got fired. So I feel like there's always this, be proud about your age and your everything as a woman. But it's like, I feel like you're a woman and then you also have your business and you know what the industry is. And I do believe in doing what you have to do to get the seat at the table and then making that change. Everyone may not agree with that, but you can do more at the table than you can do from below. So when women lie about their age, I'm not mad at them. I get sad for them. Because that means you are still in a place, still in the industry where you know for a fact you'd be kicked off that show, or you wouldn't get that brand deal, or you wouldn't be able to do that photo shoot because you're a certain age. Because there's artists popping up now where I've been watching their stuff, and they'll be like, I'm 21. No, I'm 22.
They're really 29.
Yeah. Something like that. And I just don't blame those women because it's just like, we're leaving the old world. We're going into a new world. But unfortunately, that new world doesn't officially start until like 2025. So things have to break down first before we can build up. So you might, have to lie about your age for a little while.
Shoot, I don't remember Nicki Minaj having to lie about her age because Nicki Minaj popped when she was like 26 or 27 because she's about to be 40 soon.
Oh, she's 24.
She was 24 when she popped.
Yeah, itty bitty piggy.
Well, her debut album came out when she was like 26 or 27.
Yeah, okay. She was 26. I think Wayne found her at 24. Because I think about the story, the Red Lobster story with the give me my pen. Yeah. So, and so, but also there's women that are like, baby, I'm 40. And they do a whole video about it, and they celebrate it, and they talk about the struggles, not the struggles, but just accepting their age and the process of accepting their age. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's so beautiful. But it's like, I'm there for both women. If you want to praise it, that's beautiful.
Shit, the women on,
I understand.
The women on the Real Housewives of Potomac and all of them, and even in Atlanta sometimes, like, they look damn good to be 45. They look better than a lot of these 25. They look better than me. Shit, I'm not in the same shape as them 45-year-olds, but they look good.
Yeah,
they look damn good.
They do look good, but they have that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have that lifestyle. Just like I remember everyone was like, oh my God, I want the Lori Harvey body. It's like, baby, do you know what lifestyle she has? To be able, like, to go to the gym every day? Like, and not have to think about it like a super dedication. She says,
well, yes, and I'll give you that, because even like the rich girls, they have private chefs and they have
private chefs.
But also, like, it still takes a discipline as well. I will say that, because her and Lori and Normani, they like this, and they both say like, Pilates. Yeah, Pilates.
Yeah, because Pilates changes your actual body structure. I looked into Pilates, but I mean, I'm moving to LA, so it's the culture. But you know what I'm saying?
Plant-based.
Right, plant-based. I have my turmeric shots in the morning.
Yes.
I'm drinking my chlorophyll water.
Yes.
And, for me, the fun thing is...
Are you going to talk like this now? Like that? Zhariah.
The thing is, I actually talk like that with my friends. I go in and out. Sometimes I get city girl. Sometimes I'm from Chucalissa. Sometimes I am a valley girl.
Okay.
It just depends.
Me too. Shit.
It just depends.
Sometimes I'm a grandma. Sometimes I'm an auntie child.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
sometimes I'm at the ball.
Oh, okay, ball.
Yeah.
All right, ball.
Yeah. So
listen,
it depends on how I'm feeling, but yeah.
So, how do you feel about? Let's talk about mainstream artists that are breaking into we talk about Doja all the time, but like the mainstream artists that are breaking into, like, the quote unquote alternative, or like the like the dance pop, or like the voguing, huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Or like the voguing, like the ball music, you know, just like the dance electro genres, like, you know, the Doja Cats, the Doechis, of course. Azalea Banks definitely broke down some doors with that. You know, Rico Nasty. Like, how do you feel about, you know, those mainstream women? You know, do you think that mainstream alt women, or mainstream, you know, genre bender women in the industry, do you think that they're influenced by underground artists? And if so, do you think that they do them justice? When I say justice, do you think that they give them their recognition?
Yes and no.
Okay. Yes and no to what?
The question.
Okay. It was like a layer, but okay.
Yeah, it was a layer. I'm gonna break it down.
All right, great.
Okay.
All right.
So I think on a basis, everyone gets inspiration from somewhere.
Okay.
And then there's also the collective consciousness that I like to think about. And the collective consciousness is, if you come out with an idea and you don't put that out there,
Zara, can you prop this up a little forward, please?
Somebody else will. Because I had a whole...
Wait, what's collective... what do you mean by collective consciousness?
So the collective consciousness is basically, we are all connected, and it's basically like, you know how now, right? The world is not really the happiest place. But here are all these dance songs and dance albums and dance music. So if you look at, I guess you could say the 80s to now, when there are things going on, detrimental things going on in history, the music gets upbeat. When things are more calm, people get bored and they want shock value. So I think about like when I had my Dom era, it was the beginning of the pandemic. People were in the house bored. So if you post a video of you whooping somebody, all the Doms were going crazy, getting the bag, that white guilt. Yeah. But now that stuff is getting worse, people are like, I don't want to hear the crying. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, you won't break my soul. You know, I want to dance. I want to sing. Even Sierra coming back with her dance music, and Lizzo's it's about good time. Wait a minute. That's my favorite artist.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
That's my girl. That's my girl. I was watching Big Girls all the last 2 days.
I need to watch. I haven't watched it. I need to buy her Yiddy. I need to get it. Do you have it?
No, I'm gonna get it. On my list.
I should have got it from Amazon when it was Prime Day. I fucking fumbled the bag because it's on Amazon.
I didn't know it was on Amazon.
Isn't it? I thought it was.
I didn't know. I'm just trying to buy straight from Lizzo so I can give Lizzo some coins, even though I know she got all.
She got plenty of coins, girl.
I want some Lizzo coins.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? But I feel like the collective consciousness, if there's an idea, someone's going to do it because that's where we're at. So we're feeling it, and that's what we as artists do. We create what the collective is feeling, not even if we don't know we're doing it. But at the same time, mainstream artists steal from underground artists all the time, every day, all the time. And it may be them, and it may be their team. Because if you have bills due, if you have that quarter coming up where the album needs to drop and the photo shoot
and the performance needs to do well, because they don't talk about it enough. Where I'm not an artist, but I know a little bit. I learn. I try to absorb information. If you drop a project and the project flops, that's not good on your there's a performance, basically a performance review for artists. Basically, if your shit is flopping, you're not gonna get paid that rate that you got when you performed this at this rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely. And then you have
if you flop, is your rate the same? Is your rate gonna be the same for them endorsement deals that call you?
Exactly. And so, and I think that's why when you talk about things on Twitter, you got to look at, is the person an artist or are they a consumer? Because you're a consumer. Oh my God, this person's doing the same thing. We're bored. And then, or you're an artist and you're like, baby, people just trying to, the label's just trying to pay their bills. They got kids, they have mansions. They're just trying to pay their bills. Now, so what I will say is yes.
I have a question about that, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, the artists, I see artists still from underground artists all the time because it's kind of like, oh, you're small. They won't notice. They won't say nothing.
That's awful to do. That's awful.
It's very awful. it's very awful and it's hurtful, and I hope that all the artists that go through that, when they make it to the top and they're in that room and they're at that VMAs and they walk by with their new team and their new outfits on the red carpet, they look them straight in the face and say, "Oh, hi. Don't hug me." Don't hug me, and don't try to act like you were my friend when we lived 20 minutes away from each other. But everyone has a journey.
Yes, absolutely. I wanted to ask you a question though about the whole thing when you said, like, you know, the bills are due and they're doing the same thing over and over again, but the bills are due. How did you feel about the new Megan Thee Stallion song that just came out a couple days ago? Because I saw some things on Twitter.
I saw that.
About how, you know, it's the same flow, you know, we want something more from Megan and blah blah blah. And I've seen discussions about, oh, you know, maybe she's just putting out these records because she's in that bad deal, she's going to save her good stuff for when she's out the deal. Or, oh, you guys are just hating you guys are just hating on women that talk about sex, you guys are just hating on her. Or, you know, it's all these different things. In my opinion, I always will say this: Megan is barred up. Like, she can rap her ass off. Even when she's talking about sex, I feel like she's barred up. I do feel like, you know, even though Future was on this record called Pressurelicious, it was cool, but it reminded me of like different songs that she's already done. Like, it reminded me of Movie, that song Movie that she has with Lil Durk. It reminds me of this other things that she put out recently. I will say that I'm not going to hate on it, but she's like I said, she's always barred up. I love Meg too. She's always barred up, but I get people say that, oh, it sounds like such and such. She's not evolving with her sound and blah blah blah. There has, you know, I love Plan B. I feel like Plan B was definitely a good song for her. I feel like her flow was different. I feel like the video was very sleek and sophisticated. It was very expensive, but it was still simplistic. It was still minimal, but it was expensive.
That black water,
it was expensive.
She is expensive.
Yeah, but like, so what did you think though? What did you think about that?
I listened to the song. I listened to a minute of it, and
only a minute.
Yeah, I was doing something. It's not that I didn't like it. I was doing something. So I listened to it. But it's like, you know, people always say you can tell from a minute of a song. So that's also industry standard. So, you know, I was doing nothing wrong. I was, you know, doing what people do. But I do agree it sounds like a lot of the other songs. And I don't know. Because I feel like in today's age, the artist is not just the music like they used to be. And people are like, artists need to shut the hell up and go back to just being the music. But you realize these artists also get these endorsement deals off their personality and their social presence. Like, I hate an artist without a personality. I hate an artist without a personality. Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? And when I see Meg, I think of her as like, oh, this, like, you know what I'm saying? I think
the college student.
No. Oh. I don't think of that. Okay. I mean, that's cool and all, you know what I'm saying? But I see Meg as the girl who likes anime, the one that has that really good, like, you know, Southern accent, that Southern hospitality, that like that big sister feel. Like, I'm gonna protect you. Like, if you go to school and those girls making fun of you, we gonna do something. You know what I'm saying?
And like, she has a lot of affirmations in her lyrics too.
Yes, she does.
She has a lot of affirmations in her lyrics.
I listen to Meg's piano every time I gotta go do some boss. I put on my shades. And I just dun 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 dun. It was a
tweet. It was a tweet. One time, I think I reposted it one day, but it said, if you wouldn't introduce that man to Megan, drop him. Basically, like saying, like, you know, like if he's not good enough, you know, if you wouldn't show Meg your man, if you wouldn't tell Megan about your man, drop him.
That's valid.
Just by her lyrics, just like
valid.
Those affirmations that she says and like that she raps about her, like if you're not proud to tell Megan about your man, then why are you with that nigga?
No, yeah, I feel that. I just feel like she has so much to offer, and I feel like she could be writing about that. Now, I will say, when we talk about, oh, women are rapping about, you know, sex too much, I feel like I'm not against talking about sex, because we came from dudes using women as objects in videos, always rapping about their bodies. We didn't even have autonomy over our bodies in music. So to be in this period,
they hate that shit.
Have that,
they hate amazing. That shit.
But I will say, you can get real creative with it. She could get more creative with it. A lot of people can get more creative with it. And I don't want to keep bringing her name up, but like I think Doja does Cat. That very well.
I had it in my head. I didn't want to say it either, but go ahead.
You know, just the way she describes the words, she gets deep into the feelings of it. It's not just, you know what I'm saying? She gets really deep into it, and there's other artists that do that as well. And
do you think Nicki's good at that?
I think Nicki's good at that. And I just feel like I feel like she could do that, or even if the beat was different, even if it was a different genre talking about it. You know what I'm saying? There's some songs that come on that are old, and I'm like, they were talking about sex the whole time. Oh my God, I was today's years. You know what I'm saying? It could be like that.
Wasn't Oops talking about masturbation? Ooh, there go.
Oops.
Oh my.
Oh, that song. Ooh, okay, I was like, what song?
Oh my.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
Wasn't about playing with yourself? Wasn't it, J-Rob? It was about masturbating.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, yes, there's examples of it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there could be more of that. And when I look at Meg, like I see someone that a lot of young girls and people, let's be inclusive here, a lot of people look up to. And she does a lot. She shows that you could be all of these things. You could rap about your ass and then go be a philanthropist. You can sit here and watch anime but still be a girl from the hood. And I really think like she should play on the anime more. I really just think she should play on the anime. Like, come on. All the concepts, the hot and the this and the da-da. Throw some anime in there. Like, even if she had an
anime themed merch come out at one point.
The merch though. But I'm talking everyone's watching videos.
Yeah.
Videos. She did the hairstyle. She did the white,
the half, and the
you know what I'm saying? But like, the fans would go crazy because I noticed a lot of alternative girls liked Meg more when she showed that part. Sometimes even if first glance that's not your cup of tea, when you get a little, you're like, let me look into it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like major artists, they could talk about it more, and it does get redundant. It gets really, really redundant. You know what I'm saying? Even when I think about myself, I'm not doing another song when I'm talking about stepping on someone's father and him being my sub. Like, we heard that. We heard it. We seen it. Okay, what else? You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned in your story the other day, you said people don't think that you're well rounded. They were like, you were saying like, I could be at a such and such show, but then I can recite all the City Girls lyrics. I can recite it better than y'all. I recited past the real ass bitch part. I rap bar for bar the City Girl song. Yeah, what made you say that?
Because at the Heard show, I remember that the box that I popped out of it said Black girls can't do rock. And I think I've been putting myself in a box as well, because when I talk so much about alternative culture, it's because I'm really protecting my babies, but at the same time I'm protecting myself. Like, that's my protective shield, because people just nag at it so much. You know what I'm saying? That I'm like, alternative this, alternative that, but at the end of the day, I could still out rap some of these girls. And it is what it is. So the reason I said that was because I genuinely want people to know, yes, I listen to my Stevie Nicks, and yes, I listen to old ass white rock because I love it. But don't get it twisted. I know the catalog. You know what I'm saying? And I just said that because I don't want people to think just because I'm moving in this direction, I don't care about that. It's about, can we get one black girl to just do it all? Can we just get one black girl? We do,
but they keep hating on her. They say she's not dark enough. They say she this and that. They say that she rapping her ass off. She's not a rapper. She's doing pop music. They not putting her in the pop category. Yes, she can do.
I mean, she can do it all. But I'm talking about a black girl come out of nowhere and she's making songs like Grimes. Like, can we get a black girl that doesn't even rap and that be fine? And that be fine. She may be really, really good at it, But can we get her to do the weird elf ears with the swords and then also turn around and do like some 80s, like, I'm not about to give out ideas, but like, you know, like just something different. Like, so you can be like, and it will happen. She'll get you remind me of a black in this moment. You remind me of a black Miley Cyrus, but that's okay. But it's like, at least you're the black and people haven't seen that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by, can we get a black girl that can do it all? And when I say it all, baby, you might have to do that bluegrass one time. Maybe just a hook. But one time. EDM at the EDM festivals going crazy. Because I see black girls are just now getting into pop, and like the Bree Runways and the Baby Tays.
Are they just now getting into pop? Are the black girls just now getting into pop though? There's been plenty of black girls that do because that skin color will make them go into the urban category real quick. But if Ariana Grande sang that same damn song, it would have been a pop song. So the black girls haven't been doing pop.
No, what time period though? Because if we go back to
let's say in okay, you going back there.
But I'm saying, like,
I'm talking about like the Fifi Dobsons in the it's Fifi. That's the black girl, right?
Yeah. She's black.
Yeah, the Fifi Dobsons. Even Khalees. Shit, Khalees.
Yeah, Khalees.
If Pink sang the same, if Pink has sang whatever Khalees song,
I'm saying under 35.
Okay.
Because they're there. But can we have them in every generation, please?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Because I know the girls are doing pop, but I'm saying, like, there's a standard for each, like, 2 to 5 years. Like, now I remember, like, a year ago, I was like, why are none of the girls doing choreo? Boom! Everyone doing choreo. I was like, okay.
And all of them shouldn't. But a lot of them are, but all of them shouldn't. Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that took a while, but I mean, like, pure pop. Like, pop just means popular, but I'm talking about like the actual sounds. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Like a Britney Spears pop?
Yeah, like a Britney Spears pop, like a Katy Perry pop, even, or like a.
I understand what you're saying, but I want to raise this question again. If a black girl was doing it, would it still be considered pop? Because if a black girl does it, they will not make it pop. They would not make a pop.
But
Ariana Grande sings to me. Ariana, the audience, everybody, the gatekeepers, all of them. I feel like, in my opinion, I've listened to enough Ariana Grande to know that Ariana Grande, in my opinion, she sings R&B, but they're not going to put her in R&B. They're going to put her in pop. But Ariana Grande, she sings R&B. If one of the songs that Victoria Monet wrote for Ariana Grande, if Victoria kept it for herself and sang that song, she would be in the R&B category. She just would. If Victoria Monet sang Seven Things, if that was Victoria Monet's song, that would not be nominated for a pop song. That would not be considered a pop song. That would not be played on pop radio. It would not be a pop song. Even though it's low key, in my opinion, it's not even a pop song like that for real. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely an R&B song. I see.
So it's like, are the black girls not doing pop? You see what I'm saying? Like listen, like,
the main ones that
any Rihanna song. If a white girl sang any pop Rihanna song, Rihanna does pop, huh? I don't think they put Rihanna. If they did, it wouldn't be. They've definitely not put Rihanna in the pop category. So I have to look back into my research. But if a white girl had sang any pop Rihanna song, it would be pop.
That's true. I guess maybe because you're talking to a person that's not paying attention to what the industry is saying, or the award shows. Because when I'm with my friends,
it's not just the award show, it's the industry, it's everything. Like, even Justin Bieber got mad when I don't really whatever about him, like, he's whatever, like, whatever, Justin Bieber, okay, whatever, no shade on you, but like, even he got mad a few times because he's like, damn, I sing R&B and you put me in pop. Why you putting me in pop? It was like a reverse thing with him. It was like, why you putting me in pop? I'm singing dead ass R&B. Like, what I'm singing is dead ass R&B.
It is.
Why you put me in pop? Because I'm Justin Bieber? Because he's Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Yeah. So the black girls are doing pop. I think
any Lizzo song, put a white girl on a Lizzo. Like, if Katy Perry sang a Lizzo song, they would not put, because they be putting Lizzo in the soul category and shit. I mean, yeah, it's soul, like, some of it. Okay, I don't want to take away from you, Lizzo. No shade on Lizzo. But if Katy Perry has sung, it's about no, like, you know what I'm saying?
That is pop. But it's also like, I think we're also in a period where no one's doing just one genre. Like every song is a bender. Like that song,
Zhariah, I think that black culture and hip hop culture has been influencing pop for forever.
Yeah.
I feel like pop has always had some sort of like hip hop or trap undertone to it.
Yes.
For the longest.
That's true.
But it's pop because a blonde kid that has blue eyes is doing it. Honestly. Imagine if Rihanna sang "Oops, I Did It Again."
Ooh, it'd be a little sex. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they would probably categorize that as R&B.
They're like, oh no, it's R&B because the bass, No, it's the bass. No, this is hip hop. It's the bass. Old Town Road. You remember the controversy behind that?
Yeah,
they get that little boy a hard ass time with that.
Said when him in country for the longest time. And okay, so this is what I'm thinking about when we're talking about this is I think when I watch award shows, and when people watch award shows, when they happen next day on Twitter, they're like, why isn't this person in this category, this and this? But if you go on Spotify, it's a little different. I see black artists when I turn on my pop today, it's black artists.
On Spotify, the playlist?
On Spotify playlist.
What I type in?
No, when they just give you like the daily, like
your daily,
your daily, or like when you go to playlists and there's just certain playlists that are made. I see black artists in pop, and I do see white artists that should be in R&B and R&B. And I think I'll bring it back to what I said in the beginning. The new world and the old world are clashing right now. It's like they're eclipsing each other. Because there are some people that are fighting hard to change that, and artists, but the old world still exists. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that it is an issue. I'm not going to be oblivious to the issue. I do think black women get a harder time getting put in their right category. And it's a shame because it's just like, oh, you're black. Of course you do R&B. Of course you do hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I just...
Okay, I see SZA's tread carefully in the pop playlist of 2022 on Spotify. I see that.
And even the Star song that she had with Kendrick 2 years ago was in the pop category. So I think it's also about where you're looking as well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I see it, and it wasn't until you said that to me that I had to think about it deeper, because I'm thinking about me and my friend groups. When we say pop, I'm like, oh yeah, girl, turn that Brie Runway on.
Oh yeah. I'm right with you.
So I think I have to do a better job at looking at the award shows and what the industry is calling
the mass
R&B. Yeah, the mass. But I do see the debates on Twitter, and they get me upset. But when I think about Twitter, I'm like, it's a social media app. Most people that don't have things going on are on Twitter. Unless you're like us, like artists, and you got a lot to say. But it's just like, if you look at the mass of people on Twitter, they're not, when you go out and have a conversation in public with actual human beings that are not like just throwing up words, it's a different story. And I think there's black people that are, you know, more evolved, and there are people that, because of where they come from, their minds aren't opened in a way to receive certain things or to talk about certain things. So when Doja says, I'm a rapper, and people are like, girl, you're not a rapper. You're not no rapper, girl. Like, no, because this song is not giving rap. It's like, but did you hear that? But did you hear what she just said? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I go on Twitter,
Doja be spitting.
I really don't like Twitter anymore. But,
girl, I be having I made a Twitter circle because I'm like, I don't even want to talk too spicy on my main shit, because I don't even want to, because the thing is, like I try to be mindful of like my energy, what I put out there, because I could be toxic too, and I don't want to be toxic to nobody on their timeline. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Yeah. And I don't even want to. That's why I had to go into therapy. I'm like, let me get a therapist, because I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to do that. That's too much negative.
Too much negative putting out.
It's too much. I want to channel that and I want to channel that and put more positivity in me so I can exude more positivity.
No, I feel that. I've been on that vibe.
Because sometimes Twitter just, honestly, sometimes Twitter is just a bunch of subtweeting niggas that you got a problem with, or you complaining about something.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes it brews hate, but it's also like, as an artist, like speaking as an artist, when I talk about the stuff I'm really happy about, like the movies I'm watching, and all that stuff, do you know how much little engagement I get?
Of course.
I know you always talk to me. We've been going back and forth, be like, oh shoot, I forgot to text her back because she tweeted something now I see. But like, people, I get little engagement. Even I've been talking about Chelsea Hotel. It'd be one person that liked my story. I posted my boobs the other day. Well, not my whole boob, but it was just some cleavage. I was like, dang, I got like 7 likes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So it's just like, it's so many factors and so many layers to every question right now.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's a wider conversation we could have, but you also got to think about the demographics. It's the demographics. And so, yeah.
How did you feel about Rap Shit? I saw so it was the the new Issa Rae show, Rap Shit. It premiered last weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
They released 2 episodes for the premiere. I watched the first one and some of the second one. I watched the first one and some of the second one. But you can just you can spoil the second one for me. It's fine. I don't mind it.
Oh, you didn't watch the second one?
I watched some of it, not all of it. Just some of it, but I really enjoyed the first episode. I definitely see the City Girls executive producing. I definitely see that, because is that how JT used to scam credit cards? Did she take pictures of niggas' credit cards at the front desk where she worked at and did all this?
I have no idea. I just know she went to jail for 2 years.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that was pretty. In 2 years is pretty good, because people go to jail longer.
Yeah, they go longer for that. I remember that because I went. My friends who were still at Lincoln at the time were like, yeah, JT wasn't there and only Young Miami was there. And I felt off. I was like, well, you better enjoy Young Miami right now.
JT in jail. She was on probation or something.
Yeah. I remember she was like, you know how much I played Ariana Grande in jail? I was cracking up. But so I feel very much ways about Rap Shit. I feel like Issa Rae is a genius.
She is.
She's a genius.
She is, and she brought back the rapping in the mirror for that show.
Right.
Signature Issa Rae. Right. Signature awkward black girl.
And, I love her. She glows so much.
Yes, I saw her in person at Wild Days.
Like, oh my god.
Yes.
I was this close.
I have a video of her.
They were stepping on my feet, and I was like.
Where were you at? You were at the club, or you?
I was at Wild Days.
Oh, you were there too?
Yeah, I was there. I was there. I was this close to getting in the section because I met the music coordinator for Rap Shit. I was trying to work I was like, hey, I'm Zhariah. I was trying to get on there, but it's not the season for that. It's not this season 2 properly. Hopefully. But so I feel
manifest it. Say it.
I mean, I got his number. So basically, I feel like Issa Rae's a genius, and I see what she's about to do. But me as a artist who really rapped and like went through I don't want to be seen at my job. I remember I was working at Target, and someone was like, "Oh my God, you're Zhariah. I quit." And all these other things, it hit home for me. So for me watching it, I cried because it was so much I was thinking about, even down to her relationship with her boyfriend. Like, I'm in a long distance relationship. Yeah. And like when I was in my Dom era, so to see the Dom and like
she means dominatrix, guys.
Yeah.
Get your mind out the gutter.
Yeah.
Well, that's still a nasty thing. But when people say Dom, y'all think stud, and that's not always the thing.
When I was in my dominatrix era, I remember my boyfriend being like, "But this isn't what you want to do." Like the phone conversation they had. You want so much more. And then I was like, well, everyone's doing X, Y, and Z, so I got to do X, Y, and Z to get seen. It's kind of the game. It is the truth. I did get seen in my Dom era, but now I can do my other era. But it hurts because sometimes you got to be told the truth, and that is the truth sometimes. But it's also your decision. So for me, it hit home, and I cried a little bit. But I was also thinking about just film. I was thinking about rap. I was thinking about music. I was thinking about being a woman, but I was thinking about film. I'm like, it's the first 2 episodes. Like, you're building the character. You're introducing the character development. The character development. You know, all of those things. So I was like, I can't even judge right now, but I know what she's doing. So to put one girl in, or one woman in that's like, you know, she had, you know, she was very much the activist.
Yeah. She had the face paint with the afro. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the other one was more
the single mom. A city girl.
A city girl. She was a city girl. A city girl. And you know what I'm saying? And so she had to see them not be on one accord at first, I think was representing Twitter shit. Like, y'all need to start wearing more clothes, and y'all tearing women down by always talking about sex. And it's like, girl, you boring as shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you need both. And she was like, I don't like how you don't like this, because, girl, you're seeing it one way, but we are in a bad binge renaissance right now. And when she said that, I had to think about it, because that is the truth. We are in a bad binge renaissance. But it's just like, that's the theme in like every genre right now. It's like that bad bitch, get my money. And sorry, this liquid death is like giving me bubbles in my throat. But you know what I'm saying? Get your money, do what you have to do. It's really about women empowerment. But I do feel like in rap, they push you more to be more on the more of the side to objectify yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that women wearing less clothes and twerking is objectifying themselves. But you got to think about, at the end of the day, producer, man. Manager is probably a man. The industry is led by men. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, one, twerking.
A straight man
at that. So, you know, twerking is really, if you think about what twerking really is, it's like releasing energy from your root chakra. So I'm always going to condone twerking. I always love twerking, but like, I also feel like there's other things you could do. Talking about, you know, I don't like broke niggas don't deserve pussy. Yeah, because this joint just got passed, and I'm not trying to, you know, if you can't pay for a lifestyle for this child, or at least for me, the plan C, then it's really, you're a liability. You are not an asset, baby.
And you're not about you are a hobosexual, homeless, homeless sexuals.
Be a lot of them out here. Listen, that dude was only at my house to eat from my fridge.
Child, tell me what. You remember when Megan said, "Why you riding on a nigga who be asking for a ride? Why you riding on a nigga who be asking for a ride?" Danielle, why would you ride on a nigga who was asking for rides? I'm Danielle. I'm talking to myself.
Zhariah, why did you do that for 2 fucking years? Anyway.
Listen.
I mean, sometimes you gotta learn.
Pay my rent, so listen, I know that's right.
But
I know that's the fuck right.
I think it's not just one conversation. It's not seeing it from one way where you're in a bad bitch renaissance. So now let's open up the conversation on how to do that with visuals and different lyrics. Like, let's do workshops. Like, let's really talk about like workshops. What that really, you know, what that, not even just always workshops, but just more conversations on like, yo, I want to, you know, really put this bad bitch shit out there. But like, what does that mean? To me, being a bad bitch is like, you know, looking good. Sometimes being a bad bitch is like getting your money from these niggas. But sometimes being a bad bitch is, oh, I got sick as hell in the height of my career. I had to heal up and I came back. No, I don't look the best. Yes, I may have gained all my weight back, but I came the hell back. That's a bad bitch. A bad bitch is, oh my God, I hate my damn classes. My professors suck, but I'm a graduate. A bad bitch is, oh my God, I had a baby when I was 18, but I have this dream to be a lawyer. I'm still gonna do that. A bad bitch is many entities, as many ways you could be a bad bitch. A bad bitch is, I have a dream to start this tarot business and to start a holistic shop, and I'm gonna do that. So I feel like we need to not just think about one idea of what it means to be a bad bitch, and we need to let women just be whoever they're inner bad bitch is. Like, you know how they say you manifest things, manifest who you want to be? You're not manifesting a new person. You're just telling yourself, what would the future me do? Mm-hmm. So whoever that future bad bitch is, what would she do? Mm-hmm. What would that future bad bitch do? A future bad bitch knows, I know I got an important meeting tomorrow. I'm not about to not pick my clothes out the night before. I know that I got a chronic illness, so I better take my damn medicine or I'm going to end up in the hospital again, and then I can't do these tours, and then I can't open up for Duke, and
change your lifestyle.
All these things. Mm-hmm. Change your lifestyle.
And speaking
spice up your life.
And also, say your affirmations. I need to do the same thing. I need to say my affirmations.
Say your affirmations.
Because listen, it's power. Listen, words are spells.
Words are spells. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am rich. I am that. Oh my! I had the best 3 months of my life when I listened to that song every day, and I definitely believe that Baby Tate was smart when she did that, because what? She got her first million streams. Hello, you know what I'm saying? Hello. Yeah.
You know what, young Baby Tate?
Oh, sorry.
I think you're interesting. Baby Tate.
Yeah, it's Baby Tate.
Baby Tate.
Sorry.
I think you're very talented. I think you're very interesting. And I hope we meet someday. And I hope I get to talk to you one day.
She's really nice. I met her.
She's really nice?
Yeah, she's really about music, because we were at Rolling Loud, and we were just like,
which one, Miami?
No, Rolling Loud South by Southwest 2020. And we were like, people really just don't care about music anymore. It was me, Tate, and Carifo, and we were talking about how people don't care about music. Yeah. And I just be meeting them because I'm supposed to be with them. So, and we were just talking about how people don't care about music, but we really love what we do. Like, music is our everything. We really put our heart and our soul and our ideas, and some people just do it to get a check, which is fine, because I'm all about people like getting the life that they want, but like, don't steal from the people that this is like their shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I think about the stories, like, I remember Baby Tate Baby Tate was talking.
You said it right.
I said it right. I just respect people. I remember she was on her story. She was like, I remember this time, like 2 years ago, I was about to go, hit the strip club, and I'm so happy that I didn't do it, and I'm here today. Which I totally understand what that means. Because it's just like, I was gonna do something I wasn't comfortable.
Is the camera good, J-Rob?
I was gonna do something I wasn't comfortable with, but I realized I didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And all for the girls that do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, people really put their heart and soul and things on the line for this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone should be able to be who they are and what that bad bitch means. And if that's doing your affirmations, cool. Affirmations are cool, but this is the biggest thing.
Put the work in.
What the work is always also sitting the fuck down when you need to. Because you getting all these blessings, everybody watching, where's your protection field? That's why I like Princess Nokia. And
that's another one. That's another one.
Listen. I wear my all white.
I feel like the goddess. I feel like a diva.
Yeah, like, that is some bad bitch shit. Like, the Brujas went crazy. Brujas, like, that's how she came. She got super big. Okay, what did the video start with? It started with a group of women in all white, giving their offerings to Orisha Yemaya. Bad bitch shit. You know how powerful you gotta be to invoke that and to be initiated? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just all of that, and then to, like, do something, like, have the a craft example, like, in the video, like, all of that. Like, all these women are doing amazing things. They are opening doors, starting waves, and I feel like everyone deserves to be celebrated in their own bad bitch. It's not one thing, and it's the masses, some people that only have one idea of what a bad bitch is, and then that is why they feel bad. Because they're thinking, I gotta have this, I gotta have
the body, the surgery,
but they don't even realize what they do have. They got magic they don't even know, because they're chasing one thing. I remember I would always tell my boyfriend, I just want to be a bad bitch. I just want to be a bad bitch. He was like, what's that mean to you? I was naming, like, not crazy things, but I was like, I want to be the bad bitch who has, like, the dangly keys with the furry thing. Like, not even, like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want my professional photos in my business.
The LinkedIn.
I was like, I want that. And, like, I had this idea of what it meant to be a professional bad bitch. And then I sat one day and I was like, I'm a creative director. I am not a lash girl. I am not I tried all these things, lashes, edibles. I am not that girl. I'm a damn creative director, which means when I go to work, I can wear whatever the hell I want. And I'm taking my professional pictures in a cute outfit that may be a colorful suit, and I may have colorful hair as well. And they're going to respect me because when they look at me, they're going to be like, oh, all them colors. Yeah, she must be creative. I'm going to book her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your bad bitch is something else, and I was chasing that for so long. Even now, I was like, I don't feel like I'm, the perfect because I don't have my creative director. And it's just like, girl. But do you know what you're doing? My boyfriend was like, you are in the best part of your career you have ever been in.
I know that's right. I need to meet this man one day because he's a good young man.
Yes, he is. And you know what I'm saying? And he was just like, you got the most monthly listeners you've ever had. Mm-hmm. Your song, you're about to go to a famous hotel's opening. What the hell are you talking about right now? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
My friend who shares the same ideas as you, like he shares the same attitude as you when it's like the affirmations, you are a bad bitch. Like I was telling her, I said, yeah, I don't think that I could ever like do this and people wouldn't show up for it. She was like, what
do you mean do what?
She like, okay, so I do want to, I was a part of the Have You Heard. I was, it was a collaboration. Beautiful. But I do at one point, at some point I do want to curate my own show. I do want to have my own thing with my name on it. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that I would be, we were having a conversation about something. And I was like, I don't think like I would, right now I just feel like I don't think people would come out for me. I don't think people will come out for whatever. She was like, what?
Yeah, you got to retrain your subconscious.
She was like, huh? Girl, yes they would. You can do what?
Yeah.
Every time I say I can't do something, or I'm like, I don't think I could do this right, she'll just be like, excuse me, you need to know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are. Even with my podcast, like I don't have like a quadrillion amount of followers, but I have to like really sit in myself. Like people still fuck with my shit. It may not be at the quadrillion follower level yet, but people still fuck with my shit. And she's like, girl, do you know who you are? Look at what you're building. She has to keep reminding me of that.
Feel to be you?
Like I'm like, you know what? You're right. I have to really retrain myself for sure. Yeah.
But it's also like at the end of the day, at least you got a studio. Do you know how many podcasts be looking janky?
You know how many podcasts? Listen,
have a studio.
I am a trained visual communicator.
Boom.
Do you know how much bullshit I see on it? I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Even you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't really have time to do the bells and whistles and stuff when it comes to my graphics and stuff. But I do what I can in the time frame that I have it in, and I make it work. And thank God it looks good. But I be like, y'all know y'all shit look fucked up. Or even with flyers, event flyers, I'm like, who wanted to come to this event with this bullshit?
What are you doing
on my damn phone screen? Before we leave out though, you said something. You were saying like you worked at Target at one point. I've seen recently I've been noticing that different artists and celebrities and performers and actors and stuff, they've become more transparent with their real life, and they've become more transparent and more humble in their transparency. Mm-hmm. You said you worked at Target at one point. You this and that. It's this influencer named Blame It on Quay. Mm-hmm. He talked about how he worked at some convenience store somewhere. He worked at some like retail store or some clothing store or something like that. And it was when he had already went viral, and like people came in the store and they recognized him. And they were like, aren't you such and such? Why are you here? Why are you da 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 da? Yeah. And like the things that he was already viral. So like when people started noticing him, the crowd started getting bigger. Like, oh, more and more people started noticing him in his store at his job, and he had to leave out the back. And was like, yeah, I can't. He was like, that was my last day. I couldn't do it, but I had to work there. I had to work there because I needed this and that. Money. But like I couldn't. I had to quit. I had to really put my all into this thing. Because I think Blame It on Quay. I think Quay he owns like he has like a chain seafood restaurant now called Crab Queens, I believe. Yeah, but like he talked about that the rapper T Grizzly. He said that he's a waiter and he drives Uber on the side and he does all these things. The actress Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria, she said on a recent interview, she was talking about how she can't afford to take 6-month breaks from acting right now because she can't afford it right now. She has to pay her team. Then she has to also, she doesn't get residuals from, because she had her breakout roles are from shows that are on streaming platforms. She just said, like, we don't get residuals from streamers. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know that shit. That was the first time I heard that. I didn't know that shit either. That's what I'm saying? So like all these people are coming out and being more transparent about their real life. And I feel like that's pretty dope because it gives people perspective.
It gives people perspective, and it also like lets people know if they want to do something like this is the real, and to start thinking about things, because what I always say is music is the step in. Like, no one's making money off of streams unless you're a major artist, bro. That's why you got to push merch and shows and bundles. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to push all these things, have all these different careers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, I do creative direction, but getting in music is kind of like is like being an influencer. You know what I'm saying? Like one person I really think about that I really like is Cardi B, because she gets the deals, like her thing with Playboy, like all of that,
the centerfold and the Reebok and the
right. But that's why you're like, okay, I'm an artist. Let me go do a movie. Let me go do this. Let me go do that. Like Jennifer Lopez. Like, let me go do all of these things, because now people know my face and my name, and they know I.
Sweetie is the brand, the endorsement queen.
She is. Tyler, the Creator.
Oh,
I love him. He's my favorite person.
He has nail polish out. He got Converses. He got
the luggage, the $3,000 luggage.
I think he might have it. Does he have a fragrance out yet? No, maybe not.
He has a fragrance out.
See,
and he has the store because he wants people to actually go in and touch the fabric and touch the things, because he says people have lost the art of actually getting
they just opened up the Savage Fenty store out in was it Tyson's Corner?
Yeah, Pentagon. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have all of these things, and yes, this is why Rihanna has not made another album. She doesn't
have to. She said she prayed to God. She's very religious, and she's she prays she thanks God all the time, and she prayed. She said, I want to be in a position of my career where I don't have to tour if I don't want to.
Yeah, because sometimes touring is so fun, but it's like you have to tour. And, I noticed that artists like get burnt out after like maybe 4 years of fame. Year 4, they're like, I don't want to do this shit no more. Because you've had the rise, you've met the celebrities, you've gone to the party, you've got the deals, you've had the hits. So what's next? What do I just keep living in my house and buying expensive things? Like, what's next? I actually don't feel like doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because you want it so bad when you're like not there yet. You know what I'm saying? And being a music artist is just a foot in the door. You have to make other streams of income. You have to have multiple streams and passive income.
That's what I'm working on now. I want to get some passive income.
Yeah, same. So you get your face and your brand known first, and keep going and doing what you have to do until you don't have to be there to make your money. Or, damn, the label dropped me. Now I don't have nothing else.
And then you owe their ass.
And now you owe them. Or like, something like a pandemic happens. Because a lot of artists talked about how that affected them, because the tours were how they made their money.
But some artists were saying that the pandemic was a good thing for them. They made more money than what they ever did. Some shit like that. I think Moneybagg Yo did some shit like that.
It's certain things you have to do to still make that money. It's certain artists that have different ways. Because like, honestly, when the pandemic happened, I was just really confused, and that's why I get confused as to where I'm at in my career now. I blew up in the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, it's so hard being an artist. First thing I said to myself when they called lockdown, I was like, thank God I know how to use the internet. Thank God I'm such a personality. I don't have to get on stage, so that when things open back up, I can say, I'm not doing a show unless you pay me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just things like that, and all artists have to think about that. Yeah. It's a new age. It's a lot that goes into it. It is, and I applaud a lot of y'all, because it's really hard. People don't see the behind the scenes. They just see the front. They don't see the behind the scenes at all. They do, and they expect so much of you as an artist. When they, why are you not in the car? Why are you not? Do you know how much that EP cost me? Do you know how much this cost me? Sometimes you gotta choose. Okay, am I gonna get this car, or am I gonna do this album? You know what I'm saying? Like, things like that, it's really hard behind the scenes, and people think because you're at a certain level, you come with certain stuff when it's not the truth, and then you get down on yourself, and then you try to keep this image up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hard game, and I applaud every artist who's making it through, making waves and still making their money and doing all the things that they have to do, and the artists that take the harder route, because there's an easy route. There's certain things you can do as an artist that's like, I know that'll make my first hit. I know my streams will go up. I know I can do this clout chasing thing, and I'm going to be all right. And the artist, I was like,
OnlyFans.
No, I know. No, that's a means of survival. That's not some cloudy stuff, but that's a means of survival. But you know what I'm saying? Just all the things. I just applaud all the artists. Honestly.
So before we close out, what is something, you can just name one thing, you don't have to give us all the details. What is one thing that we should expect from Zhariah once you make your transition into LA and things like that? What's one thing that we should expect to see?
Expect to be confused. Not confused. Expect to be like, oh, that's what was there the whole time. That's something I didn't know was there. Expect to not even recognize me. Yeah. Expect great new breath of fresh air music. That's expect the artist version of me, the biggest artistic version you could ever see. And expect the happiest version, because I know I'm going to be way more happy and healthy.
That's right. Yeah. I know that's right. I'm excited. I'm excited for you too. I'm planning to go to LA for another couple of weeks like last time.
Oh, and better quality stuff. Better quality content. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, anything else you wanted to say before we close out? Any do you want to, you guys should still stream Chelsea Hotel?
Yes, please stream Chelsea Hotel, and yeah, just wish me good luck in the next endeavors, and yeah, stream Chelsea
good luck
Hotel.
To Zhariah.
But what I want to say is, when it comes to being a woman in music and liking women artists, just let them be whoever they want to be, whatever that looks like. Even if you don't like the song and you think it's butt, people are working hard as hell, and people are going into eras that you don't even know what they had to do to get there. And you may not know what an artist had to do when they come out with their album and do a pop-up shop. They had to do a lot of fucking shit to get there. And they had to leave some negative people behind. So if you think the quality looks different, just know that woman is working really hard.
They're going through a transition right now.
They're going through a transition, and let these artists transition. Boom.
Boom. Okay, guys. Well, that is it for her, the podcast. Some sparkles. Make sure you guys follow Zhariah on what platforms?
Every platform.
Where at?
Demonia. No, I'm joking.
What's your @ name, girl?
On Instagram, I am @_Zhariah. On Twitter, if you like to hear me talk, it is @Queen Zhariah, but Zhariah on every streaming platform. Queen Zhariah, all those things.
I know that's right. And you guys can follow her, the podcast, on Twitter and Instagram @her, the podcast. We are available on all podcast streaming platforms and YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share with a friend, all those good things. And we out till next time. Bye.